Hello everyone, myself Devashish Das, Assistant Professor of Electronics Communication Engineering Department of Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management. In this video, we are going to study about the different topics of analog electronics and its applications, how the analog electronics apply in our different fields of electronics. In this video we are going to study about it, different circuits and its part we are explaining one by one in this topic. Analog electronics. This course is mainly for BTech students of electrical engineering of third semester. The paper code is PCEE 301. Welcome to another session of my video lecture. In this session, we are going to discuss on the transistor operation, the analogy of the transistor, the operating mode of the transistor, transistor connection, the collector current expression and the equation of the collector currents, and the input-output characteristics of CB, that means common base mode of the transistor. In this session, we will discuss mainly on the BJT, bipolar junction transistor. BJT are two types, NPN and PNP. We are going to discuss mainly on NPN BJT, bipolar junction transistor, in our lecture. So let us begin. First come the transistor operation. The forward bias is applied to emitter base junction and the reverse bias is applied to the collector base junction of the transistor. The transistor, here you can see a transistor. It is the NPN transistor, where the emitter, it is the base, and it is the collector. The emitter base junction is forward bias. It is a NPN transistor. That is why the N has the electron as a majority carrier. In case of the P, the holes are the majority carrier and electrons are the minority carrier. And in case of this collector enter region, here also the electron is the majority carrier. But we have to keep in mind the emitter base junction, that means this N and this P is forward bias, and the collector base junction, that means the N region of collector and the P region of the base is in reverse bias with the help of this battery. So the emitter base junction is forward bias with the help of this battery, and the collector base junction is in reverse bias with the help of this battery. So both of them, it is a common base configuration because the base terminal is common for the both of the battery. That is why it is the common base configuration. So in this case, the electron, as the emitter base junction is forward bias, all the electrons coming from the emitter is reach out to the base, and as the base is very narrow and lightly doped, all the electrons from the base which is coming from the emitter is reach out to the collector, and as the collector is in reverse bias, all the electrons in the collector appears is being collected with the positive terminal of this battery. In this way, the electron flow from the emitter to collector with the help of with the pass through the base and comes out to the collector, and in this way the current flow happen. So that is why the emitter base junction is in forward bias and the collector base junction is in reverse bias. The forward bias in the emitter base junction cause electron to move towards the base. This constitute the emitter current IE. The emitter current is IE. As the electrons flow towards the p-type base, they try to recombine with holes as base is lightly doped only few electrons recombine with holes within the base. These recombined electrons constitute a small base current. The remaining electron crosses the base and constitute the collector current. That means IE equal to IB plus IC. The forward bias is applied to the base and the reverse bias is applied to the collector junction. This is the most important thing of the operation of a transistor. So here we take some analogy of the transistor. So the transistor is a three-terminal device, emitter, base and the collector. The base is the control terminal of the transistor. Here we can see a tap. Here is a tap. Tap is quite similar to the transistor. Here we can find out a source of the tap, that means which is connected towards the tank, which is filled up with water and has a height larger than the sink or where the collected. It makes a difference or the potential difference between a height of a water. That is why the water flow from the end of the tap towards the sink and this gate control this water flow. When the gate is totally off, there is no water flow and we cannot get any water, and when the gate is open slowly, the water begin to flow from the source to sink, and if we make this gate totally on, the maximum water can flow from source to sink. In same way the transistor works. The here source is the emitter and the sink is the collector and gate is the base terminal of the transistor. The base terminal of the transistor controls the current flow from the emitter to collector. The current flow can be controlled with the help of base and it controls the current flow from emitter to the collector. This is the very important analogy can be found of transistor with the tap, which is used in our home in daily basis. So whenever we use a tap, we always think of a transistor. Both are quite pretty much similar. So it is the symbols of transistor. There are two types of transistor. One is PNP, another is NPN. Here we can see the both transistor. In case of NPN transistor, the emitter base junction is in forward bias. To get a proper transistor action, the emitter base junction should be in forward bias and the collector base junction should be in reverse bias. For PNP transistor, the same thing happened. The emitter base junction is in forward bias and the collector base junction is in reverse bias. So this is the key point or the you have to measure point which you have to keep in mind. To get a proper transistor action, the emitter base junction should be in forward bias and the collector base junction should be in reverse bias. Here we can see a symbolic representation or schematic representation of NPN transistor and a PNP transistor. In case of NPN transistor, this arrow should be is in outer direction from the base, and for PNP transistor this arrow should be inside towards the base of the transistor. This arrow makes the difference between the two symbolic representation of transistor. One is NPN transistor which make the arrow outside, and for the PNP transistor in which the arrow goes inside towards the base direction. So in this way we can understand which one is PNP and which one is NPN transistor. So now comes to the operating mode of the transistor. There are three operating mode of a transistor. one is active mode. In case of active mode of the transistor, the base emitter junction is in forward bias and the collector base junction is in reverse bias. The second comes the saturation mode. In case of the saturation mode of the transistor, the base emitter junction is in forward bias and base collector junction is in also in forward bias. Another mode is cutoff mode, where both the junction, that means the emitter base junction and the collector base junction, both are in reverse bias. So these three are the mode of operation in case of a transistor. Now comes the transistor connection. We can connect the transistor in three different ways. One is common base configuration, common emitter configuration, and common collector configuration. In this three way, we can configure the transistor and make our circuit for our desired application purpose. So first is common base configuration. The common base terminology is derived from the fact that the base is common to the both input and output side of the configuration. Here you can see a common base for both of the transistor. One is NPN transistor, another is PNP transistor. In both of the cases, the base is make common for the both. One is input signal is given, and here we can get some output. So in this way, a common base configuration circuits can be built up. In case of common base configuration, the current amplification factor is the alpha. Here is the IC is the collector current and I is the emitter current, and the ratio between these two gives me the current amplification factor. If we see this picture for NPN transistor, the emitter current is the input current and the collector current is the output current. So output by input gives me the amplification factor. The ratio of the change in the collector current to the change in the emitter current at constant VC, that means base to collector voltage, is known as the current amplification factor, alpha. Alpha can be defined as delta IC by delta IE for a constant VCB. The practical value of alpha is less than unity, but the range of the alpha can be from 0.9 to 0.99. So alpha is called the current amplification factor for common base configuration. You have to keep in mind it is a common base configuration, that is why the alpha is called the amplification factor for a common base, where output by input current, output current by input current, output is the collector current and input is the emitter current. The ratio of the output current by input current gives me the amplification factor. It is the alpha, and IC by IE, delta IC by delta IE is the amplification factor or the of a common base configuration. So in this way we can find out how the amplification factor can be calculated. So expression for the collector current: the total emitter current does not reach to the collector terminal because a small portion of it's consumed by the base current. So IE equal to IC plus IB. Also the collector diode is reverse bias, so very few minority carriers passes through the collector base junction, which actually constitute a leakage current, which is denoted as ICBO. So collector current constitute of portion of the emitter current alpha IE and the leakage current ICBO. So the total collector current can be found with the help of this equation, which is a summation of alpha IE and ICBO, which is the leakage current in case of the collector base junction. So in this way we can find out the collector current of the transistor or a BJT. Here the expression for the collector current can be written where IC equal to alpha IC plus IB plus ICBO, and in this way we can find out IC into 1 plus alpha equal to alpha by IB plus ICBO, and IC equal to alpha by 1 plus alpha IB plus ICBO by 1 plus alpha. In this way we can represent the collector current of a transistor. Now comes the characteristics of a common base configuration. In case of common base configuration, here we can find out the input characteristics of a common base configuration. The VBE versus VIE is the characteristics called the input characteristics. IE increase rapidly with VBE, it means input resistance is very small, IE almost independent of VCB, that means collector to base voltage. Here we can see it is almost a curve like a diode. It is the input characteristics. We know that in case of the input of the transistor, in case of common base, it is the forward bias diode acting as a forward bias diode. So we can get a something for a graph like a forward bias diode. So in this way we can represent the input characteristics of a common base configuration of the transistor. So another characteristics is there, which is known as the output characteristics for the common base configuration, where BC, base to collector voltage, versus IC, that means the collector current characteristics, is called the output characteristics. IC varies linearly with VBC only when VBC is very small. As VCB increase, IC becomes constant. So it is, we can see output characteristics of the common base transistor. So now we derive input and output resistance of a common base configuration. The input resistance, first come the input resistance, the ratio of change in emitter to base voltage to the change in the emitter current is called the input resistance. Here resistance is R. If we apply the Ohm's law, V equal to IR, so here R equal to V by R. R is the input resistance, VB is the input voltage, and I is the input current. So in this way we can find out the input resistance of the common base configuration. The output resistance can be calculated similarly. The output resistance, the ratio of change in the collector to base voltage to the change in the collector current is called the output resistance. So R0 equal to VBC by IC. So in this way we can find out the input and output resistance of a common base configuration of a BJT. So in this way we can calculate a mathematical representation of the resistance for the common base configuration of the transistors. So that's for today. Thank you. Thank you for watching. If you have any queries, you can contact to me. The contact number is given. The same number can be used as WhatsApp number. If you have any queries or doubt, you can call me or WhatsApp me to this number. Thank you very much.